Hello babes, welcome back to the channel. If you are new, welcome. So in today's video we are going to be diving into Andrea Sachs and her horrible boyfriend, as well as her trash bin friends. So let's get into it. Now, if you're like me, then you've seen The Devil Wears Prada probably about a million times. It is one of my top 5 favorite movies. While watching the movie, when I was younger, there were some things that I didn't connect to. Well, actually, I'm lying. I never liked her boyfriend. But her friends, I never realized how trash her friends were in the movie. So for those of you who aren't familiar with the movie The Devil Wears Prada, I will give you a short plot / summary of the movie via Wikipedia. So Andrea is an aspiring journalist newly graduated from Northwestern University. Despite her ridicule of the fashion industry, she lands a job as junior personal assistant to Miranda Priestly, the editor-in-chief of Runway magazine, a job that millions of girls will kill for.
I bet a million girls would kill for that job.
A million girls would kill for this job.
A million girls would kill for that job.
Andy plans to put up with Miranda's excessive demands and humiliating treatment for 1 year in hopes of getting a job as a reporter or writer somewhere else. Andy initially fumbles with her job and fits in poorly with her gossipy, fashion-forward co-workers, especially Miranda's senior assistant, Emily Charlton. After a dress trial meeting in which Miranda berates her in front of the entire team, Andy approaches art director Nigel to help her learn the ropes in the world of fashion. And I'm sure we all remember the iconic makeover that Mr. Nigel gave her, because Andrea was coming with the looks in this movie. After Andrea gets her makeover, there is a shift between her and her boyfriend Nate, whom I can't stand. So Nate basically feels as though Andrea is changing because she likes nice things and she likes to dress up now, and she's actually taking her job serious. As of before, she would sit and gossip with him about the women that he basically hates.
Why do women need so many bags? Shut up! You have one, you put all your junk in it, and that's it, you're done.
Fashion is...
And I think it was only because it was an insecurity of his, because he knew those are the type of women that men compete for in order to get their attention, and he didn't want that. He basically wanted someone who was on the same level as him, who didn't have much confidence in themselves, and who relied on the compliments of a man. This man was absolute trash. Utter trash. How is it that you want your girlfriend to quit on something that is a major dream of hers, to be an editor of, well, okay, it was a magazine, it was a fashion magazine, but why were you so up in arms about something that you knew for a fact wouldn't be long term with her? She just was changing her outward appearance so that she could be taken more seriously at the place in which she worked, which would be any job. Also, I didn't understand the strife that he gave her, because she didn't treat him any differently. Yes, she changed her appearance, but she didn't treat him any differently. He just didn't see her as much as he normally would if she weren't working that job. She was working towards a goal. She wanted to be an editor, a journalist, and to me, it seemed as though he was getting upset at the fact that she was furthering herself into her career. Whether she was working for a fashion magazine or the New York Post, you would not be able to see her as you normally would if she weren't working at those places. These are not your regular 9-to-5 jobs. These are jobs where you're basically almost always on and always working. Half of the time, there is no off time. There is no relaxing with these type of jobs, because you're always looking for the next story. You're always looking for the next thing that's happening, the big thing that's happening, and to write your story and get your story out there before other writers do. So I didn't understand why he was so upset at that. She was going to be busy regardless of what magazine or newspaper she worked for. He was an egotistical, crappy man-child who every time I speak about his character, I get annoyed, because there are actually men out here who carry on like this because they can't handle the fact that their girlfriend is leveling up, and that in the back of their mind, even though it may not be true, they somehow believe that she's gonna find someone better than me, or she thinks she's better than me, which is like the insecurities. How insecure do you have to be, and how egotistical do you have to be to think that the world revolves around you? She is going into a world that she has to compete with other writers. She has to make sure that her story is the best. She has to make sure that she's always on game and always on point. So for you to think that you somehow should be the center of attention and that she should basically put off everything that she has to do, all responsibilities, because your feelings are hurt, is ridiculous.
I wouldn't care if you were out there pole dancing all night, as long as you did it with a little integrity. You used to say this was just a job. You used to make fun of the runway girls. What happened? Now you've become one of them.
That's absurd.
That's okay, that's fine. Just own up to it. And then we can stop pretending like we have anything in common anymore.
I'm gonna get back to Nate. Her friends irritated the hell out of me. So in the movie, they're basically speaking about Miranda and how much of a hard boss she is to work for. However, she is that girl and she has a lot of power. What's funny to me is how her friend sees that she has this new designer bag and she gives the bag to her friend.
Do you want it? Give me. You want? Oh. I think she likes it. Oh my God! This is new Marc Jacobs. This is sold out everywhere. Where did you get this? Miranda didn't want it, so.
Oh, no. This bag is like $1,900. I cannot take this from you.
You can.
Why do women need so many?
But at the same time, when her phone starts ringing from the boss who is responsible for Andrea getting that bag, maybe not directly, but where she works at, she's responsible for her receiving that bag. And she takes the phone and has the big nerve and audacity to take it and play hot potato with it.
Oh, Miranda. Let me talk to her. No, okay, I need that.
Until I get her a
Lily,
scrambled eggs.
Lily, no. I was gonna answer. She's gonna answer. This house is gonna be. Give me the phone. Hi, Miranda.
I mean, I don't understand. How old are we? Are we in elementary school? And why would you put her job at risk when you know that she has to answer her phone? Like, it doesn't even make sense to me. And then to get mad at her when she doesn't show up for some art event or she shows up late to an art event. I'm tired. I'm really tired.
I'm so tired, child. I'm so tired. I'm really tired.
This movie, my favorite part is when she's actually learning from Miranda. And I think she should have learned more from Miranda because, honey, she was too nice for me. Her boyfriend would have got the tongue lashing of his lifetime because he was so self-centered. Throw him in the garbage can and don't even lift him out. Don't even put it to be recycled. Just throw it completely in the garbage. But her friends were not her friends. And misery loves company. And I think some people don't understand that. The only reason why a lot of people are friends with each other is because they're on the same level. And they don't like to see when their friends elevate. Which is another reason why you should not tell people your next plans or your next moves and keep them very quiet, move in silence, and never let people know your next move. Never let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. And I think that's where Andrea messed up because they were all basically going for the careers that they wanted. However, I believe Andrea was getting there a bit faster and they didn't expect for her to get there quick. They just thought, oh, she's going to be an intern. Maybe she'll work there for about 5 years, 4 years, or even 7 years. And then maybe she'll hopefully get to be a journalist. But people don't like to see, fake friends don't like to see their friends make it and actually start enjoying their job. Everyone wants to sit around a table and complain about why they hate their job, which person hates their job the most. But when you have a person who actually enjoys what they do and starts to find the positives and respects the industry that they're in, then you get the side eye because they can no longer gossip with you and you all cannot be miserable anymore. And that was what her friends were. A bunch of miserable people who complained all the time about their jobs instead of actually trying to change where they were or finding something in that job that made them want to go to that job and actually see, okay, this is my position for now. This is short term, but I have long-term goals where I know for a fact I'm going to be where I need to be within the next few years.
You gotta start somewhere, right? I mean, look at the stuff Nate works in. I mean, come on. Paper napkins? Hello?
Yeah, and Lily, she works at that gallery doing, Oh, I'm sorry. What exactly is it that you do, anyway?
Lucky for me, I already have my dream job.
You're on your corporate research.
Oh, you're right, my job sucks.
She decides to go and sit. Every time I speak about this, it irritates me to no end because I still, till this day, don't understand why the writers wrote in for her to have a sit down with Nate. He did not deserve that. He did not deserve a sit down. He did not deserve an apology. I'm sorry, because what she did was for herself. He didn't deserve anything. She owed him nothing. Nothing at all.
You were right about everything. That I turned my back on my friends and my family and on everything I believed in. And for what?
For shoes, and shirts, and jackets, and belts. And...
I'm sorry.
And of course, they make the woman go running back. Oh, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have done that. No, that man didn't deserve an apology. For what? For what? She was following her dream. Now, yes, of course, she didn't want to work as a fashion editor or for a fashion magazine, but she was working toward her goal of becoming a journalist. And her boyfriend was definitely holding her back. He, as well as her friends, were unsupportive.
Quit? Are you sure?
I failed. She's gonna fire me anyway. I might as well beat her to the punch.
Andy, good for you. Congratulations. You're free.
And although I love this movie, I hate how the movie tried to make it seem as though a woman couldn't have both a love life and a career, and she had to choose one or the other. It was like Andy couldn't be successful and find her footing in the career that she wanted to be in and have a love life at the same time. And that's incorrect. It's not true. You just have to find your equal. You have to find someone who has the same mindset as you. You guys won't always see each other, yes, but if you love each other, you will make a way. And Nate didn't want to make a way. He didn't want Andy having the career that she wanted. I believe he wanted her to have the career that she wanted, but I don't think he wanted her to upgrade her life. He didn't want her feeling better about herself or what he considered to be changing. She didn't even change personality-wise. She changed her appearance, which is nothing wrong with that. She didn't become a snob or disrespectful and treat people indifferent. She wanted to be taken seriously by her boss. And okay, even if she did start enjoying the garments and the fashion part, what was wrong with that? As long as she wasn't harming anyone or being disrespectful, rude, or looking down upon anyone, I didn't understand what was wrong with her actually getting into fashion. Another thing was that he worked at an upscale restaurant as a chef, which has demanding hours. It's not a 9 to 5. You won't always see your significant other most of the time. And I didn't understand why he was so selfish and self-absorbed to the point that he could only see why he was working his hours and couldn't see Andy. But she, oh no, she was not allowed to work the hours that she was working. He was a hypocrite. Even at the end of the film, he assumed that she should pack up every single thing and move to Boston with him. Oh, just give up your dreams of writing. Come move to Boston with me because I have a job opportunity. Extremely selfish and self-absorbed.
I'm pretty sure they have bread in Boston. May even have Jarlsberg. We might be able to figure something out.
These movies always paint the narrative that a woman cannot have a love life as well as a career. You have to choose one or the other, and it's honestly untrue and it's unrealistic because there are plenty of marriages and relationships where people are extremely successful, both the wife and the husband have children and have a beautiful marriage. I don't understand why you have to choose. What I will say is choose someone on your level or above your level so that you don't have to worry about jealousy, especially with certain men. Certain men can't handle when the woman makes more, and men tend to hold a lot of resentment when you do make more money than them. So it just doesn't work out, either equal or more. The only people who feel quote unquote bad for Nate are the girls who are envious of confident, beautiful women and say things like, I'm not like other girls. I hate makeup. I hate dressing up. I hate fashion. I don't care about money. All for male approval and claps when they don't realize they're clapping and approving because they've found someone who will accept the bare minimum and never complain because she has a man and his approval. But what you don't realize is that after a few years, you'll get tired of the bare minimum, start complaining, and then get frustrated with your situation when you put yourself in that position to begin with. And most of the time, those women aren't even chosen by the man who they're pining for and want the approval of and claps from, which has always boggled my mind with these type of women, because you claim that women who spend money on their appearance judge you while bashing those women in the same breath. Confidence makes some people extremely upset, I tell you, and it makes them hypocrites as well. And then there is the group of men who side with Nate because if the world doesn't revolve around them and needing their approval, then you're considered a bitch or you just are self-centered and vain. He made fun of the way she dressed, but when she elevated, he had an issue with it. Like, pick a side, sir.
A job at a fashion magazine?
Mm-hmm.
Or what is it, a phone interview?
Oh, wow. Ow. Don't be a jerk.
Now,
Say Mandy. Better clothes.
I like the old clothes.
I don't know what you're talking about, but every woman in here is gonna like that. Please, you wore a jean vest.
while Miranda may have been the villain, she was honest and she ran the job the way she was supposed to. What people don't understand is that women are oftentimes not taken as serious as their male counterparts when they're the boss. When you're nice, they take your kindness for weakness. Now, granted, Miranda didn't need to treat her employees like peons because it was unnecessary, but when it came to business dealings, people knew that they had to be serious and there was no room for slacking.
Donald Trump could say, you're fired. Let Martha Stewart run her company the same way and be the same way. Oh, evil. But Donald Trump, he gets to hang out with young and have 50 different wives and just be cool. Oh, Donald, we love you. Donald Trump.
But that is it for this video, guys. Let me know below what you thought of Nate. Like I said before, I couldn't stand him, and I don't think he deserved to sit down. I think, you know what I would have liked? I would have liked if Miranda met Nate, because I think she would have been able to read him and tell Andy he was not for her and give her some motherly advice. So, but with that being said, this video has come to an end. Let me know below, who are your favorite characters from the film? I actually love Miranda. She's one of those villains that you just love to hate. And I think it's in part two because I love Meryl Streep. I think she's a phenomenal actress. And she can jump into any character, any role, and just do what needs to be done. I will catch you guys in the next video. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Toodles!